Hi, today we are going to discuss about conditional statements in JavaScript. So basically we are having a conditional statement. So condition means based upon some criteria we are going to execute some particular task. So if the particular task is failed, so we will go for another part. So here we are having a first one if else. So if else execute a block of code based upon a condition. So based upon the condition we are going to execute the code. If the condition is true, this part of code will be executed, else if fails, so this particular part will be executed. For example, here we have given a where first name is Sachin. So the variable first name is Sachin, and we are going to check if first name dot includes Virat, so then it is going to print the message in a console log. So first name. So what are the first name is there? So if Virat is included, so then it is going to print the first name. Else, so the first name is something else. So this is the code which is going to be executed. So next one, switch statement. So switch is going to execute based upon the multiple conditions. So based upon the multiple conditions, it is going to execute the code. So how it is going to execute multiple conditions? Based upon the matching case. So based upon the matching case, it is going to execute the multiple conditions. So here we are having the following syntax: switch condition. So now here we are having a different cases. So if case 1 is true, so then this particular piece of code will be executed, else it is going to break. So if case 2 is true, so this code will be executed, so then it is going to break from the switch, it means it will be exit from the switch. So next, default case. So here no code mismatches, this particular default case will be executed. So here example, we are having an example, Saurav. First name is Saurav. So now here we are going to check the switch condition. So first name. So case we are having a Saurav. So case Sachin. So it means, so here it is going to check the Sachin is the first name, but given name is Saurav. So this case will not be executed. So next case is Virat. So given name is Saurav. So Virat will be failed. So the default case. So now the default case will be executed. So now the main name is something else. So like that, we are going to execute the switch statement. So next one is ternary operator. Ternary operator is used to execute a single line of code. So it means within the single line, it means within the console.log itself, we can able to check whether the particular condition is true or not. For example, in Java, we are going to check system.out.println. So then we can able to check if followed by else. So if is followed by question mark and else will be followed by colon. So it means question mark is going to represent the condition. So if this condition is true, this particular code will be executed. So this particular colon represents the else. So if a code is false, this particular thing will be executed. So now here first name is Saurav. So it is going to check first name that includes Sachin. So now we are going to check whether Sachin is included or not. So now it is going to check. So based upon this particular condition, so console.log, my name is Sachin. So whether Sachin is included in first name. So now first name is not included because given name is Saurav. So now else. So here we have given a else part. Console.log, my name is something else. It means it is going to print something else. Next, loops in JavaScript. So here we are having a loops. So it is used for repetitive statements. So first one is for loop. In for loop, what we are going to do is, so we are going to have a initialization, condition check, increment or decrement. So these are the three things which will be followed. So here first one is initialization I equal to 0. So then condition check I less than 10. So next increment or decrement. So if you are going to use a less than, we are going to use a increment. So we are using a increment. If you are going to use a greater than symbol, then we are going to use a decrement. So like that this particular loop will be working. So here we have initialized I equal to 0, I is less than 10. So 0 is less than 10, condition is true. So now it is going to print the value of I is 0. So now this particular loop will be executed number 0 to 9. So because here we have not given less than equal to 10. Less than equal to 10 means 10 will be also executed. We have not given that one. Up to 9 it will be executed. Next, while loop. So while loop is going to check the condition. At the end of the while loop we are going to give the increment or decrement. So here while is going to check the condition. So now initialization will be done before the while loop. So now here we are going to check the condition. So now initialization. Initialization is done here where counter equal to 0. In while loop we are going to check counter is less than 10. So now 0 is less than 10. Then condition is true. Then it is going to print the console.log. So the counter value is counter. So counter is 0. So like that it will initially it will be printing 0. So now at the end of the loop, here the loop end of the loop. So before it is ending, counter will be incremented. So it means counter is incremented means, so again it will not go for the initialization section, directly it will go to the while loop. So now 1 less than 10 condition is true. So here also it is going to start with the 0 and it is going to end with the 9 in the console log. Next, do while loop. So here do while loop is going to perform. So do the first operation first, then we will check it later. So it means this particular loop is not included in Python. So here we have given do. So next we are going to check the while condition. So because it will be printing the statement uselessly, at the end we are going to check the condition. So because of that reason do while is excluded in Python. So next here we are going to do use a do where counter equal to 0, initially variable counter equal to 0. So do console.log counter. The value of counter is 0 will be printed, then counter will be incremented. So here we have incremented the counter. So at the end we are going to check the condition while counter is less than 10. So 0 is less than 10, the condition is true. So counter will be incremented. So now 1 will be checked. So 1 less than 10, condition is true. So it is going to print from the value 0 to 9. So next, for in loop. For in loop is acts as a for each loop. So it is we are going to check whether the condition is true or not. So for example, it is going to use represent the array. So already we have seen array in the last class example variable student. So we have seen the structure array by defining the different items. So name is Sachin, age is 27, qualification is engineering, location is Bangalore. So like that these are the particular fields which we have declared the inside the structure array. So now array has entered here. So now we need to pop the elements, whatever the elements are there inside the array. So what is the name of the array? No, name of the array is student. So now here we are going to declare a variable. Variable name is property. Property in student. So property is a variable which is going to check what are all the items are included inside the array. So this is a array item you are going to loop through. So property is an identifier. So student is the name of the array. So now here we are going to print the console.log student followed by the property. So array name is property, whatever the items are there. So the output is Sachin 27 engineering and Bengaluru will be printed as the output. So next for off loop. So we have seen the for loop. So for in loop, so we are going to for off loop. So here previous program we have seen the structured array. So here we have used a operator in. So next program what we are using for off. So off means it is used to iterate the elements inside the array, or we are using a iteratable objects. It means we are going to repeat something inside the array. So previously we have popped only the elements. So but we can able to retrieve based upon the index or whatever. So now for that we are using a off. Of means of specifies index of. So now variable array, so here we are having a different items 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. So what we are giving, so inside the for loop, where is a identifier which is going to represent the array. So data is the name. So and of array. So what is the array? Name of the array is ARR is the name of the array. So now of array. So it is going to print the console.log data. So what is the data? So the data is an identifier which we are going to print all the values inside the array 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So now all the items in the array has printed on the screen. So next one, functions in JavaScript. Functions are blocks of reusable code designed to perform specific tasks, enabling modular and efficient programming. For example, calling a value by the function. So in the first class we have seen different type of JavaScript. So we have seen the inline, internal and external JavaScript. So now based upon that particular function, the function will be invoked whenever it is called. For example, function, the function followed by the function name. So here you are going to write the statement inside the function body. So now here we are having a function. Function name is say hello. Say hello is the name of the function. So whenever it is called, it is going to print a console.log hello. So when you are going to call function, you are able to call the function say hello followed by parenthesis and ended with the semicolon. So inside the console.log we have given a hello. So it is going to print the output hello. Next, function parameter inputs. So here what we are doing, so function add two numbers. What are the two numbers? The parameters we are passing, parameters are something like arguments. So we are passing a arguments number 1 and number 2. So now these two arguments will be stored in the result. So we are going to add the number 1 followed by number 2. So what we are doing, so console.log result. So result is a particular variable which has stored the addition of two numbers. So now we are going to print the console.log result. So now from where we are sending the parameters, add two numbers 10, 20. So here argument 1 is 10 and argument 2 is 20. So 10 and 20 are passed here. So after that then it has been added 10 and 20, number 1 and number 2 will be added and it is going to store in the result, and finally the output is 30. So next, another example. In this example what we have done, so we are going to get the sum. So similarly this is also similar output which we have seen as previous one. So here instead of previous program, so what we are using, so in previous program what we have done, so we have used a result equal to number 1 and number 2 which is a variable. So here we are using a return statement, return number 1 plus number 2. It means it will be returning to the main function, so where it is going to call the function. So console.log get sum, so it is going to return to the console log. So here whatever the value is added, that will be returned to the console.log. So the output is 50. So this is another way of returning the function. So next, anonymous function. A function without name is said to be an anonymous function. They are often assigned to a variable. So basically for a good programming we need to use a function followed by a function name. So anonymous function means a function without a name. So basically, so here we have used a say hello equal to function. So say hello function is the name, directly we are going to call the referring a function. So now a function will be having a body. So for example, this is function say hello equal to function. Inside the function we are going to print a value hello. So when the function will be called, so function will be called whenever the function is assigned to say hello. So whenever say hello is called, so then it is going to show the output. So next, arrow functions. So here we are using a implication symbol. So it means it is going to represent the ES6 function. So it is going to provide a concise way to write the functions. So where here the function keyword is omitted. So for example, if you are going to see, here we are having a following syntax. So arrow function, here by the brace we need to identify it is a function. So basically function will be having a braces. By that we need to identify this is a function. So now it is going to start with the brace and it is going to end with the brace. So now here what it has done, variable say hello, so followed by the particular implication symbol. So now it identifies say hello is a function. So whenever you are going to print the console.log hello world, it will be printing hello world message. So now say hello. So say hello followed by braces, we are going to call the function. So it is going to print the console.log. It means instead of that one you can be able to use directly also, but you need to understand the previous code. Some people may have used this particular kind of arrow functions. So for that we need to identify which particular concepts they are using. So next one, array methods by using a for each and map. So earlier we have seen the for each loop. So here we are using a for each. So now what we are doing, so basically we are going to use a for each to call back the function. So here you can able to notice ARR is a particular variable which array which is going to store 10, 20 and 30 number of elements. So now array dot for each element. So element is an identifier which is going to trace whatever the values are inside the particular method. So now here it is going to specify the particular array, so which is going to specify the particular elements inside the array. So now console.log element, so it means whatever the elements are there 10, 20, 30. So now 10, 20, 30 will be printed as the output. So now how to get the index of an element? So for that we are going to use this particular example, array dot for each. So now what we are doing, element comma index. So what is element? So element specifies. So here whatever the element, so element means ARR is an element. So now and followed by index. Index will be loop through, it is going to store the 0, 1, 2 and so on. It means so 10 is stored in the location 0, 20 is stored in the location 1 and 30 is stored in the location 2 and so on. So like that we can able to identify the for each in particular array. So next one, map. Map creates a new array by applying a function to each element of its original array. It does not modify the original array. Basically in normal array we can able to modify the array, but in the case of map it doesn't modify the original array. So here we are having a syntax, array map callback function. So what is the name of the function? So here we are going to call back the function. So here we are having an example. So we can able to use a function name here, variable array equal to, so here we are having a total program. So 10, 20, 30. So 10, 20, 30 are the elements inside the array. So now variable result equal to array dot map element. So now we are going to use a name of the array. Name of the array is ARR dot map element, which is going to use a implication symbol. So implication implied array. So now we are going to multiply the each and every element by 2. So return element into 2. It means we are going to return the element multiplied by 2 whenever you are going to call the particular array. So now we are going to print the console.log original. So original is an identifier. So now array. So it means original is an identifier, name of the array, whatever the elements inside the array, it is going to print a 10, 20, 30. So now what we are doing, we are going to return the result. So what is the result? So return inside the function array map, we are going to return the particular element will be multiplied to. So an array index 0, 10. So 10 into 2, 20. In array index 1, so 1 into, so array 1 contains element 20, 20 into 2, 40. Array of 2 contains 30, 30 into 2, 60. So like that we have got the particular elements in a array which we have multiplied. So here we are having some key differences between the for each and map. So basically when we are using a for each, so when you do not need to create a new array. For example, so when we doesn't need a new array, so we will be using a each loop. So using map. So when you need to transform a new version of a original array. So if you are going to see the previous program, so in previous program what we have done, we have multiplied the original version of a array. So by result, so result has multiplied. So by inside the function we have multiplied the value of 2. It means original array is 10, 20, 30, but we have multiplied each and every element inside the array by 2. So 10, 40 and 60. So it has multiplied 2. So at that time we are going to use a map. So next, callback function. A callback function is passed as an argument to another function is executed later. For example, here function greet callback. So greet is a particular name of the function. So inside the function we are going to use a callback. So now here we are going to print a console.log hello. So we are going to call back. So it means, so here whenever we are going to call the another function, so function name is say goodbye. So inside the goodbye console.log goodbye. So what we are going to call, so greet say goodbye. So here if you are going to see, greet is a one function. So greet is a one function. Inside that we are having a callback. So greet. So first function is greet. Inside that we are having a callback. So it means what we are doing. So it is going to call the particular callback. So it is going to return the hello first. Hello first. Later on it is going to return the goodbye. So it has shown the output hello and goodbye. So it means it has called the hello first and later on goodbye next. So next other functions are reduce, sort, filter and try, catch and finally block. So let us consider reduce. So what is the purpose of reduce? Reduce method is used to reduce an array into single value by applying a callback function. It takes two parameters. So it means array may have multiple values, but it can able to accept only two values as an argument. So it takes only two particular parameters. So now here we are having a following example. So if you are going to say here we are using a object dot. So array dot reduce. So it is one of the object oriented method. So array dot reduce. So two arguments callback function and initial value. So here we are using a strict. So previous example of array we have used a strict. So next you can able to refer the previous video. So array 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So how many number of elements are there? 3, 4, 5. So totally 0 to 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So totally 0 to 5 number of elements. Total values inside the array is 6. So now we are going to use a variable callback. So it contains a two particular arguments, previous, current. So previous means callback function value and next current is the initial value. So where we are going to implied array. So in implied array what we are going to use. So we are going to add the previous value followed by the current value. So whatever the previous value is there, so that one will be adding the total number of values will be added. So where it is going to added, so where it is going to return, so it is going to return the result. So whenever we are going to use a variable result equal to, we are going to use a array dot reduce. So what is the name of the particular function name? Array dot reduce. So now array dot reduce. So we are going to use a callback 10. So we are going to use a callback and 10 is a argument. So callback already contains the particular array values. So what are the two arguments? Initial function. So what is the function? So a callback function followed by initial value. So here we are using a callback function. So the value is 10. So callback comma 10. So here what we are going to result. So total value will be added. So 60 plus 50 110, 110 plus 40 150, 150 plus 30 180, 180 plus 20 200, 200 plus 10 210. So it will be added while callback. So it is going to add a value of 10. So callback 10. So because of that reason, the output is 210. So if you are adding these two 110, so this 40 210, so this 50. So here we have got the value 150, 50, 200, 200 plus 10, 210. So here it is going to get the 10 value of callback comma 10. So where it is going to add this particular 10 after adding all elements. So callback value of array plus followed by this particular current value. What is the current value? So 10 is passed at the ending of the particular array. Next one is sort. So here we are going to use a sort. So it arranges the elements in a ascending order or descending order. So based upon this particular order, you can able to arrange. For example, sort name of the array is array ARR. So now array dot sort a comma b. So we are going to consider a comma b. We can able to initial value and current value. So which is implies a minus b. It means we are going to add the particular array in the ascending order. So it is going to print each and every values. So 1, 2, 5, 7 and 10. So 1, 2, 5, 7, 10. So for example in descending order b minus a. So b minus a specifies the descending order. So here we are going to use a b minus a. So now it is printed in descending order 10, 7, 5, 2, 1. So based upon this particular value, you can able to specify either ascending order or descending order. So for example, here also we are having an array of strings. So Sachin, Akash, Virat, Viro, Gautam. So these are the people which are having inside the array. So now directly we have used a array dot sort. So based upon the alphabetical order, it has arranged. A is a first alphabet, so G is the second alphabet, S is the third alphabet, and V is the fourth and fifth alphabet. So this particular this order will not be changed because both are having V. So because of that reason, so it has taken the Virat as first and Viro as second one. Next. So sort by using the ascending or descending, it depends upon a plus b or a minus b. So next we are going to use a number sorting by using a ascending or descending order. So which we have used here. So here also the same which we have used. So next one, filter. So filter method creates a new array containing elements that pass a specific condition. So what are the specific condition it is going to pass? So it is going to have a array dot filter callback function. So which function will be called by filter means inside filter it is having some elements. So implied array or something that one will be called. So here we are having a variable 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So we are having a 5 number of elements inside the array. Variable result equal to array dot filter ELE. So ELE is a particular identifier where it is going to check each and every element inside the array. So now, so which is going to implicate? So here we are checking the condition. Element is greater than 20, then only it is going to print. So here it is going to have a comparison. 10 is greater than 20, the condition fail. 10 is greater than 20. So 20 is equal to 20, but 20 is not greater than 20, condition is fail. So 30, 40, 50 are greater than particular 20. So it has printed the output 10, 10, 40 and 50. So these are the elements we have filtered the elements. So here you can able to specify the element is specify the array you are going to look through, and here you are going to check the condition greater than which we are going to check the 20. So next one, try, catch and finally. So these are error handling codes which we are using a exception handling. So basically exception is an abnormal condition which normal code will be getting a hampered. So now in try block we are going to keep a particular condition which that may cause an error. So we are going to keep a risky code inside the try block, the code which may cause the error. So next catch block. So catch block we are using a handling code. So it means we are going to handle the errors by using a catch. Next one, finally it executes the code regardless of an exception. So now we are having a try, catch and finally blocks. So here we are having a program, example program, variable number equal to 20. So for example, what kind of exception can I raise? Divide by 0. So next, so dividing a string with a number. So this kind of things may arise. So now first name is Sachin. So now what we are going to do? Print console.log num comma number. So here if you are going to consider first name equal to Sachin, variable is not declared. So because here variable number is declared, number equal to 20. Here variable is not declared, var first name. So that one is not declared. So next first name. So it will cause an error. So next we have created a catch. So catch is going to handle the error. So whatever the error is there, that one will be recorded and that one will be printed in the console. Console.log error. So error is going to be accepted as a parameter. Whatever the try block has encountered the error, that one will be passed to the catch block. So finally, so what kind of steps you need to follow? So finally, this particular block will be executed. So now what kind of error has occurred also, it is shown. Reference error, first name is not defined. So here it is going to show finally is executed. So next, here another example. So here we are going to have an example try. So now variable number equal to 20. So throw. So here we are using a throw. So throw means here we are going to check the product. So that particular product may not be found. So product ID is not found. So throw is going to throw the error from the program. So next, catch error. So what kind of error has been found? That particular number will be catched here. So now console.log error. So it is going to print the product error. So what is the product error? So it has found. So that one will be found. So finally block will be executed. So error and finally block will be executed. If you are going to give a finally or not, it doesn't matter. So if you are going to give a finally, that will also show the message. So this is all about arrays and functions.